So this is the game Wargame Airland Battle, which is currently in beta on Steam. And I'm just going to demonstrate deck creation, which is one of the new features. So in the old Wargame series, you had a series of you had your set of nations, and you could pick any nation to make your deck. But in this case, let's choose. I think we'll try. Maybe we'll make a German deck. They've enhanced the deck creation considerably. You can select specializations to improve your bonuses for a start. So if you select an individual nation, and then you can select a type, which gives you different bonuses. So if you choose an individual nation, you get that nation's prototype units, and but you're restricted to that nationality. Mechanized will boost a particular set of unit types at the penalty to another. You can also choose an era to increase the number of units men in each unit. Let's go ahead then. So this is much improved. So now you have a system which encourages you to build a balanced deck, and the cost of having certain cards is higher than others, and it rewards you for specialising your deck and penalises you for just taking the best from each nation, which is what happened in the previous game. So we'll get started. So in this game, as you might have seen in my Wargame game, you need to have a command to control sectors, and it's best in multiplayer to have an armour command. So in this case, the M577G. And you see now, in the previous game, you selected the card, and then you can choose whatever level of veterancy you want in the actual battle. Now, you need to select in advance what you want. So you can have a more veteran unit. They all cost the same to deploy, but you get less of the unit, and you have to have chosen it in advance. In this case, you only have one option. Then we want some supply vehicles. I think I'll choose the quicker one. So it tends to be good to be able to deploy a forward operating base if you need to. As you can see, it costs more to add beyond this limit, so now these cost 2 of my activation points. Could have gone with smaller. Lots of people probably have gone with these. Infantry. Okay, so you can also see that there's a certain number of each unit type which you can have. So I could have up to 3 of these, and I guess I could choose different veterancies if I really wanted to. So what we need is obviously some infantry. I think we'll go with Jaegers. So what I tend to aim for is whatever's the quickest, because that's generally what my aim will be, to get the men straight to the front. So this goes at 105 off-road, 150 on-road. So that's probably the quickest. So this will be my generic force of men. So I have a unit of trained people in these. And this unit, this version of the Futz, however you pronounce it, has a, as you see on the right, has an anti-tank missile on it. So that will probably be handy as a sort of more elite holding unit, so I'll buy a unit of those as veterans. So now if we look along, we can, now we need an anti-tank, so generally the Milans are quite good, if we get them. Let's see. Okay. I think these have Milans. Do these have Milans? Yeah, okay, so I have a unit of these guys. And if we have anti-air infantry, they're always quite handy, but it looks like the German team don't have any. So lots of teams will be missing, if you choose an individual nation, will be missing certain unit types quite often. So I'll go with I might bring some more elite infantry, I guess. Bring some guys in Marders. Marders are quite good, as I recall. We'll get the one with missiles. Maybe we'll get some hardened infantry of that. Okay, so no anti-air infantry. We can live with that though. I guess we could bring some more infantry. We could double up with double missiles with one of these. Okay, so the Germans have pretty good balanced support units, and so we want to bring the good old Flak Panzer. Maybe just the Gepard. This one has stabilizers though. We get this because this is a prototype. Maybe we'll bring it. This is an MLRS, I think. We'll just bring the basic artillery. It's always good to have a bit of artillery in your deck. And I like, generally I prefer the missile anti-air, especially against the planes we now have in the game, which I will demonstrate later. So the Leopard 2 is considered one of the best tanks, so it might be good to bring a few of them along. That's the core of our forces. Having some small tanks to position where you need them is useful as well. And then some medium-sized tanks, quite handy. Get a hardened unit of them. And a hardened unit of these guys. What did I get of these? Can't remember what level I got. Okay, so recon is always essential. And it's always good to have a recon helicopter, because they have good sight, good line of sight. I like the fast recon vehicles, and obviously some recon infantry never goes amiss. Once again I'm looking to see which ones are the quickest, so I think these ones will be. And these are special forces. Might be handy to hold a position. So now we need to generally go for some anti-tank missiles mounted on something. In this case, I guess the Jaguar would be good as our best one. But we can also bring some of the cheap ones as well. Just loads of them. Or maybe we don't need quite that many. We only have 10 points left, activation points. Some anti-tank helicopters might be handy in an emergency. I don't tend to use loads. So at the moment all the units are unlocked. It's not that I've played loads, it's just that you start with all of them unlocked. So these are what the new Airland battle thing is over the new game, is having all these aircraft. There's lots of new units I think as well. These are the main, so you've got a lot more nations now, like you have Sweden and so on, which actually have pretty good units. You have these, so as you can see on the right, you've got different unit types. This is an all-round, this is an interceptor, and this is a bomber. So you probably want a bit of each. All-rounds are quite handy though, if expensive. As you see, aircraft, it's quite expensive to have a lot of aircraft, and the units themselves are quite pricey. And more vulnerable than you might expect. Bring some elite starfighters, and we'll also bring some bombers. So we have 4 points left. It'll cost 3 to add one more of these, then we could have another helicopter. So in this case another all-round fighter I think would be best. Just to give us a balanced force. Bring some more elite helicopters. There you go, that's our deck. We'll demonstrate its use later. Here you go. It shows you the sort of balance of your forces. I think the balance of this is okay. I'm not an expert.